Chairman Rounds, Ranking Member Markey, EPW Chair Inhofe, and distinguished members of the subcommittee, I'm honored to testify today on the impacts of EPA regulations on state, local, and tribal governments. Thank you. Sorry about that. Chairman Rounds, Ranking Member Markey, EPW Chair Inhofe, and distinguished members of the subcommittee, I'm honored to testify today on the impacts of EPA regulations on state, local, and tribal governments. My name is Christian Leinbach, and I serve as chairman of the Berks County Board of Commissioners in Pennsylvania, and today I'm representing the National Association of Counties. While Berks County is considered urban with a population close to 415,000, we have a diverse mix of urban, suburban, and rural communities. Manufacturing accounts for more than 30,000 jobs in our county, and agriculture is our #1 industry. As a county commissioner, I've seen firsthand how our local communities, major employers, and important infrastructure projects have been directly and indirectly impacted by federal environmental regulations. And today, as you continue to assess federal regulations and their impact on state and local governments, I'd like to share with you 3 key points for your consideration. First, this is important because counties and other local governments play a key role in the federal regulatory process. Counties build, own, and maintain a significant portion of public safety infrastructure that may be regulated under federal and state laws. This includes over 45% of America's roads and nearly 40% of all public bridges. We also own and maintain roadside ditches, flood control channels, stormwater culverts and pipes, and MS4, just to name a few. But just as important as our infrastructure ownership, we share co-regulator responsibilities with federal and state governments for a number of environmental programs, including the Clean Air Act and the Clean Water Act. So when EPA crafts new rules, their decisions have a direct impact on how we serve our residents at the local level. Second, the growing number of federal regulations and mandates is significantly impacting counties and our residents. In recent years, the federal government has increasingly relied on state and local governments to shoulder implementation costs for more than just environmental programs. This has caused an imbalance at the local level since counties are limited in our ability to generate local revenue. In fact, more than 40 states limit our ability to collect sales, property tax, and/or other fees. These leave counties with a difficult choice. Do we cut critical local services like law enforcement, fire protection, and emergency services, or delay needed infrastructure projects? These choices have significant repercussions for our residents and businesses and affects the quality of life within our communities. Counties nationwide continue to be very concerned about EPA's Water of the U.S. rule, the ozone rule, and risk management rule, which are quite complex and costly regulatory mandates that involve environmental compliance. These rules will extend federal jurisdiction over a greater number of county projects and could compromise our ability to fulfill significant infrastructure construction, maintenance activities, and public safety responsibilities. Berks County has felt the effects of the growing number of EPA regulations over the past years. In fact, one of our largest coal-fired power plants shut down due to the NOx rules. 75 employees lost their jobs, and these were quality jobs paying around $70,000 a year. Ultimately, counties support environmental protections and share many of the same goals as the federal agencies, but we are concerned that the current rulemaking process does not take into account the true implications of these regulations. Finally, and most importantly, meaningful intergovernmental consultation will create greater clarity and increase the effectiveness of federal regulations. Even though EPA has one of the strongest internal consultation requirements, it is inconsistently applied. Although waters of the U.S., ozone, and risk management rule will have a major impact on county governments, we were not meaningfully consulted with despite repeated requests. In conclusion, while we share many of the same goals as our federal partners, the current consultation process must be strengthened. Counties, with our experience and expertise, stand ready to work with Congress to improve the federal regulatory and consultation process. Thank you for the opportunity to testify today. I look forward to your questions.
Commissioner Leinbach, thank you for your testimony.